What's going on, YouTube family? In this video, I want to talk about the 3 things that I did that made me a millionaire. Let's go. All right, guys. So number one is I started a business. All right, so pretty much, and that's self-explanatory, guys. A lot of you guys know my story. I was in corporate America. All right, so I was busting my behind, slaving away for corporate America for many years. I ended up getting very sick, had a DVT blood clot, mostly from spending long hours sitting in a chair, doing my tech IT work. And then not only that, the biggest thing for me was also when after busting my behind for several years, I was promised a promotion and a title, right? A promotion, a title, and a raise. I got the title, I got the promotion I always wanted, but then they only gave me a $2,000 raise after busting my behind for several years for a big, well-known bank. And that pretty much crushed my spirits, right? And especially when I had that phone call with my boss, and on my performance review, everything was perfect. I ticked all the boxes. I did everything I was supposed to do as a model ideal employee. But then she hit me with the $2,000, and then when I asked her, I thought maybe this was a negotiation, and because a lot of you guys that maybe you've been into corporate America, a lot of it too is how you come in, how you negotiate into corporate America, right? When I was coming in, I was making a transfer from one bank to another bank. When I came in, the recruiter pulled a fast one on me, and my title, they didn't give me the title they promised me when I interviewed, right? So I shouldn't have even been up for this promotion. I should have already had it from day one. So already coming into the door, the recruiter pulled a fast one, and they claimed, oh yeah, within banks, you can't go vertically, you can't change titles vertically in the banking industry. So like you can't go from a junior to a senior, or a assistant vice president to a vice president from a different firm. You know, that's what they pulled on me after I'd accepted the offer and started day one, and I noticed I still had my old title from when I was at the other bank. All right, so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just bust my butt. And so unfortunately, the problem with that though was my pay couldn't go up. Like I negotiated with them. So I had negotiated a certain salary, and then when I accept the offer, they hit me with the title issue and then had to drop my salary. So I had to slave for years working with people that I was way better than, but they had the title, the better title, because this didn't apply to them, supposedly for some reason only applied to me, and they were making more, and so I was almost playing catch up the entire time, and when I felt like I finally caught up and I was meant to get what was mine, okay, I'm like, all right, cool, can I at least get the parity and make the same amount of money that my peers are making? They didn't do that for me. All right, they hit me with the, oh, unfortunately we can only do 5 or 10% raise increments, and so she only hit me with a $2,000 raise. And then here's what she said that really broke my heart. She said I was free to go out there and go explore the market elsewhere. And that's when I knew corporate was it for me, because I thought we were all a family. I gave them everything that I had, and then that happened. And so the best thing that ever happened to me was her saying that to me, because that gave me the drive and the motivation to go believe in myself, go gamble on myself, and go out there and go start my own business. All right, so I don't know if this is you listening to this. Perhaps you're scared. You already know that you can't achieve the things that you want to achieve in your 9 to 5, and you've always wanted to take that bold step, but you've been paralyzed, fears kicked in, maybe you have limiting beliefs, nobody in your family has ever done it. I'm just here to tell you that you can actually do it. Just take that bold step, believe in your vision, believe in your dream, and then just pursue it 100%. That's what I did. I started my car rental company. For me, that was the outlet. It was starting a private car rental business, and the rest was history from there. All right, so that's number one. Number two is I sought out mentorship. All right, so guys, once I left corporate America, right, I knew I needed to go into the car rental business, and I knew I needed to have good credit to do all of that. So I sought out mentorship, financial literacy mentorship that could help me learn how to fix my credit, clean all of that stuff up. And that took me a long way. All right, just being able to learn that skill myself and being able to execute that for myself and get my credit in position to where it made getting into the car rental business a whole lot easier. All right, now I was able to get the funding that I needed whenever I needed it, and I was now able to scale when I needed to scale. I was able to go get employees using the funding I got. I'm able to run ads using funding. I'm able to get vehicles whenever I need because I can easily qualify for funding. All right, and I also, not only that, just personal development. I started to invest in myself a lot. I kept pouring into myself. And Alex Hormozy says it best. Alex Hormozy says instead of investing in the S&P 500, you need to invest in the SME 500. It's the biggest mistake people never do. All right, they don't like to invest in themselves. All right, your average person would rather go spend $500 popping a tequila, popping a bottle in the club, a bottle of tequila in the club, right, than spend $500 or $1,000 investing in themselves. All right, unfortunately, we have that poor mindset, so to speak, right? And we don't see the value of that. For me, guys, mentorship is what completely blew the lid off of me. That's what changed the game completely. All right, because for me, it's all about how can I leverage somebody's knowledge so I can get a leg up in life. That's it. This whole game, everything I found out in business, all about leverage. Either I'm leveraging the bank's money to go up, I'm leveraging somebody else's experience, somebody else's knowledge to go up. It's all about leverage. And that's what a mentor does for you. A mentor shows you shortcuts. All right, they're able to collapse time for you. All right, this is a shortcut to get, it's a fast pass. You know, when I go to Six Flags with my kids, I don't like waiting in line for 2 hours just to get on a ride or a ride. No, I'm paying for the fast pass, so we're in and out in 10 minutes. All right, while you guys are still in line sweating. You know, so that's the way I look at life, because time for me is the only thing you can't buy back, because it's the only thing that is finite. All right, nobody can buy their time back. All right, so I need that time freedom in my life, so I'm willing to pay. That's why I make money, so I can win back my time. So I want to go pay other people, whatever it is that I'm doing, other people that are smarter than me in that field, that can help mentor me and guide me and show me the ropes. Till today, I have almost 4 mentors. Till today, I still get mentorship from different people on different subjects. All right, and so I think for everyone here too, that's very key. Learn how to invest in yourself. That's the way that you take things to the next level. All right, I was able to pay this gentleman it was $3,000. I paid him $3,000 at the time to teach me financial literacy, to teach me how to fix my credit. And guess what? A $3,000 investment has made me $1 million. All right, so that's the way I look at it. I see a lot of people are always focused on the price instead of being focusing on the return on investment. All right, so we're short-sighted instead of being long-sighted. You need to see the eventual outcome, the ROI on that investment. All right, before someone wants to charge you, even if it's $100 or $200, whatever they're charging you for a consultation or a coaching session or a mentorship, think of the long-term ROI on that. All right, sometimes it might not be short-term. It might not be that you're going to double your money in a day. I know we live in this fast food economy now, but you might not make your money back in a day or two. All right, think long term. All right, think long term. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3 is I focus on one thing. All right, focus on one thing. And for me, like I said, guys, that was car rentals, and I focused on that solely. All right, I wasn't distracted doing a bunch of other things. All right, I had my turf equipment company, but then that was kind of passive, and that's when I got an employee and had them handle that completely. All right, I had it systemized, automated, and then they handled that aspect so I could focus solely on my car rental business. All right, and then even now, that's still my primary focus, but then now I have other verticals within that same focus, because this coaching business now is just an offshoot of the car rental business. All right, so that's my main focus has always been car rentals, and that's it. You know, versus some other people that get into the car rental business, and that's why I always tell people that are doing car rentals but aren't as successful. Right? I ask you, how many hours per week do you spend on this? And you can't even tell me. Maybe you haven't even done anything. You just sit around and wait for, if you're on Turo, you just wait for the Turo app to buzz, or you just have the cars parked outside and you think miraculously business is just going to come knocking on your front door. That's how a lot of people think, sadly, out there. All right. No, I'll spend hours strategizing. I'll wake up early in the morning just excited with ideas on how I could push the needle, how I can go out there and go get extra business, or something I could do to further my car rental business. Something I'm thinking about risk out there. Oh man, I'm losing sleep because there's a hole in my gate. I'm like, oh, somebody could get me. It's almost like I'm playing this game with thieves out there, and I'm trying to think steps ahead of them, what they would do if they were to come rent my vehicle, so that way I could anticipate that instead of being reactive, being more proactive and block all those holes. I'm very risk management minded. In case you guys don't know, that's why I think that way, right? And I'm very business minded too. I'm just thinking about how I could take my dollar and double it or triple it or whatever, right? So I'm constantly within that one thing. I'm constantly thinking of ways that I could further optimize it and better it and squeeze all the juice out of it, right? I forget the analogy. I believe it was Myron Golden that said it. I forget who said it, but so you buy a lemon and then you make lemonade with it, right? So you squeeze a lemon, you get all the juice out of it for lemonade, and then you take the skin and then you garnish. You use the skin for garnishing, and then you take the seeds and then you even go plant the seeds so you can get another lemon tree, right? That's how you maximize it and you squeeze every ounce out of it. And that's kind of like what I'm doing with car rentals. I see a lot of people all the time. They start, even other gurus in my space, and I hate to say this too, right? That's why a lot of them are falling off, is because they got distracted. They instead of focusing on the one thing that got them where they're at, they started seeking fame and other things, and that have nothing to do with the one thing that got them there. And now they're chasing so many other things, and they feel like their expertise that they had in that one thing automatically gives them the same guru status for any other random projects that they're doing out there. And unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way, all right? Because people already associate you with that. And unfortunately, if you're not about that anymore, it doesn't always translate to success in other spheres in life, all right? And we see that all the time too, like rappers that come out and maybe they have one hit record, and then all of a sudden it gets to their head, or comedians, and it gets to their head and they want to become actors, and they want to do ads, and they want to play, do a whole bunch of other things, detracting away from that one thing. And I think this book, one called The One Thing by Gary Keller, has really helped me out a lot, just to help me focus, because I have ADHD. A lot of people in society have that too, and we bought into that whole multitasking myth, and we think that because we're good at one thing, we could juggle 1,000. And it took me almost losing my businesses to realize that. And that's when I cut off a lot of extra things and doubled down on the one thing that was working for me. And so if there's anything else that you guys get out of this, is just find focus, find that one thing, block out all the noise, double down on that, guys, and I assure you you'll be successful. So guys, those are the 3 things that helped me become a millionaire. I hope this helps you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.